Coming up, we're going to be talking about the severe weather that we've been seeing across Central Texas, where the rain is now, and how much longer it's expected to last.
Helping to end homelessness in Austin starts with hitting the streets to count how many people need help. We'll explain the key role volunteers play and how it leads to federal dollars for Central Texas.
And just a day before Christmas, police find 80 Amazon packages left in the woods while the delivery driver said she abandoned the packages.
We'll take a look at the Christmas Eve light show visible in the skies in the distance over downtown Austin. That is from severe storms in our eastern counties. Now here's what those storms did. Take a look at this reported from Deborah Wright in the town of Blue. That's in Lee County. Almost looks like snow out there. Keep emailing or uploading those photos to reportits at KXAN.com.
And ahead of the rain in our area, the Dallas area dealt with the threat of hail and damaging winds. The weather is just part of the problem that created a nightmare for travelers across Texas. We'll have more on that in a bit. Meteorologist Freddie Vela is in the First Warning Weather Center in for Nick tonight. So what's the latest on the threat locally, Freddie?
Well, thankfully, we've seen a majority of it only out towards the eastern counties. So Hill Country, Metro, all kind of left out of this. We've seen severe weather out there, and as we saw just moments ago, some hail falling down. So let's go ahead and take a look at where we're seeing a majority of these showers and thunderstorms. Plenty of heavy rainfall from Bastrop down to Lockhart, and then out towards the east, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 11 p.m., and that is for Lee County out towards the east of Giddings at this point, on its way out, and it's because of all these storms that continue to form. In fact, as we look at hail signature, that's the one spot that we're starting to see some dark blues, which means we could see up to 1.5 inches in diameter of hail that's been falling pretty much within that area. We go down towards Lockhart. That's where we've seen another round of heavy showers. And look, even as we get farther out towards the north of San Marcos, getting into Kyle, some more showers that have been picking up there as well. Zoom out a bit more, because it's not just the south that's been seeing some heavy showers. We're now starting to see some rain pick up I-35, getting into Rockdale, closer to Round Rock and Georgetown. A little bit of drizzle was popping up out towards the eastern portion of the metro, but it looks like that's already calmed down a bit more as well as those storms move out towards the east. This is a live look of our Allied Medical Emergency Room camera in Bastrop. And the reason I wanted to show this one to you is because we can see the light show. Plenty of showers there, and the winds have actually picked up as well. Some strong winds within the area. Temperatures already taking a hit in many spots. 57 in Llano, 55 in Mason, 56 in Bastrop, 53 in Lampasas. When you look out towards the east, we're still in the mid-60s there, 63 as we get out towards Austin. By the way, this isn't the only night that we're expecting for the possibility of severe weather. We look out towards Thursday, and this looks eerily familiar to what we're seeing today. General thunderstorm in the west. We're looking at marginal within the middle, and then the possibility, slight possibility, out towards the east. So coming up, we're going to be talking about this, the rainfall that we've been seeing today, and Santa actually almost here. That's all coming up in your First Warning Weather.
All right, Freddie, thank you very much. A group that serves Austin's homeless population is looking for hundreds of volunteers to help with its biannual point-in-time count next month.
And we've told you before that the count is an undercount, so why should you sign up? KXAN's Grace Reader provides the answer.
Anthony Jackson knows what it's like to be homeless. He was. And as he passed out holiday meals to people last week, we asked him about Austin Travis County's upcoming point-in-time count, which is one night every other year where volunteers go out and hand count the number of people experiencing homelessness in our community.
If we miss a number on the pit count, then that's somebody that is missing out on resources that is not connected to the system, which would ultimately fall on the entire community in the system.
The Ending Community Homelessness Coalition, or ECHO, puts on the count, and they're asking for volunteers right now. Of the 900 regular volunteers required, they still need roughly 750 as of last week. They also need team leads.
I think we all have an idea of what it might mean to be experiencing homelessness or to be struggling with any sort of instability in our lives. And the count is just one way to be able to gain that exposure.
We've told you before, the point-in-time count isn't a complete count of everyone experiencing homelessness in Austin, which is why ECHO uses other data too to get a full picture. So why should you help out and take part?
The pit count is something that we do specifically to capture that loophole of folks who maybe aren't engaging directly with the homeless response system. So at a minimum, the pick count occurs so that we're able to sort of, to the best of our ability, capture anyone that might be falling through the cracks.
It's important enough that Jackson and his team say they'll be there.
So I encourage everyone else to be involved as well.
Grace Reader, KXAN News.
And the point in time count happens on the night of January 25th. The day sometimes confuses people because it's an overnight count that technically happens into the wee hours of January 26th. We do have details on how you can volunteer over at KXAN.com. Going in depth, the point in time count is required nationwide by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. The other reason the count is so important is that the federal government often uses it to determine how many federal resources it will send to local communities to address homelessness. Fort Worth Congresswoman Kay Granger's recent health issues are fueling debate over how long representatives should be able to serve in Washington.
Granger's family tells the Dallas Morning News that she is dealing with dementia, and records show that Granger hasn't voted in Congress since July, missing more than 300 votes. Granger's son says the Congresswoman is currently in an independent senior living facility in Fort Worth, but not in memory care. A political science professor says Granger's challenges keep her from being efficient in Congress.
The public deserves is transparency. And see, everyone in the district that she represents deserves that she's open about her health.
And Granger was the first woman elected mayor of Fort Worth in 1991. And for 27 years, she has represented Tarrant and Parker counties in North Texas. Her term ends 1 week from Friday when she officially retires. Well, tonight, a special Christmas Eve at the Vatican as Pope Francis kicked off the 2025 Holy Year and ushered in a Catholic celebration expected to draw some 32 million pilgrims to Rome. It's the Jubilee, which happens every 25 years. Pope Francis turned 88 last week and started Christmas week with a cold. The Pope's health and stamina are already compromised because of his tendency to get bronchitis. And hundreds gathered at midnight at the Christmas Mass in Bethlehem, marking another somber celebration in the traditional birthplace of Jesus under the shadow of the war with Gaza. Israeli authorities allowed a rare Gaza visit by Cardinal Pizzaballa. He's the leader of the Catholic Church in the Holy Land. Israeli drones were heard outside for added protection.
Travel troubles earlier this Christmas Eve for some Texans after this morning's American Airlines nationwide ground stop. It lasted an hour, and the airline called it a vendor technology issue that impacted systems needed to let flights take off. Austin Bergstrom International Airport did not have flight cancellations as a result, but several flights experienced delays. Well, check this out. Police body camera video shows 80 Amazon packages abandoned in the woods. This is in Lakeville, Massachusetts. And police say an Amazon driver has now come forward and told officers she left the packages because she was too stressed. Blake Brangan says that he got a message on his phone his package had been lost.
You know, it's really crazy just to toss them out in the woods like that. But thankfully for that officer that found them, stressful times during the holidays. But I really feel bad for whoever it was, you know, I mean, just to dump out all the packages like that.
And Amazon says all orders were reprocessed and redelivered, or the packages are in the process of being redelivered.
Getting more emergency medics out on the streets responding to calls. That's the goal of a new organization in Central Texas.
And it travels to different parts of the state, providing life-saving training. As KXAN's Sarah O'Shea reports, this comes at a time when there's a workforce shortage in the field.
How to check blood pressure,
high and tight, right?
Stop bleeding, and help a patient who can't move.
3, 2, 1, turn.
Life-saving skills Texas Rescue Med teaches in its courses.
They learn everything that's required by the national curriculum. So our goal is to make sure that they are a fully functioning EMT that can step on an ambulance tomorrow and actually go to work.
Owner Dan Kramer says they offer online classes and in person as well.
Trying to serve underserved populations across the state of Texas, really just trying to bring training out for folks that needed it.
Since launching in March, Kramer says they've trained about 50 people and up to 8 fire departments. The idea came to him after years serving as a fire chief and discussions with other stations.
And they said we just need to be able to hire people that are totally uncertified off the streets, put them through training and get them out on the streets so that we can fill the seats that we have.
There is a demand for EMS professionals in every county in Texas and really every state in the United States.
Texas EMS Alliance President Butch Oberhoff says while the need is widespread, rural areas tend to struggle the most with access to EMS education.
There are fewer educational opportunities. There are just fewer people, and it's very difficult for rural EMS agencies to stay staffed.
A heavy load Kramer hopes to lighten through this training.
Let's go.
Ultimately giving back to an industry that's given so much to him.
Take that gift and give it to somebody else so that they can get into this career that I enjoyed, and they can take it from there and see their long, fruitful career at the end.
Sarah Alsheh, KXAN News.
And Kramer says they already have 6 to 7 departments signed up for courses in the new year. Their goal in the future is to offer advanced EMT training and paramedic training. And Sarah mentioned rural areas struggle with access to EMS education. And a report from our media partner, the Texas Tribune, found that the COVID-19 pandemic caused a rural healthcare crisis. Between 2020 and 2022, the lack of workers and high patient volumes doubled the risk that rural Texas hospitals could shut down.
An Austin holiday tradition is leaving drivers along Loop 360 with a smile. The yearly custom of decorating the trees dates all the way back to the 90s, and people hang traditional ornaments, or some make their own, including painting or coloring paper plates to look like giant ornaments. And there are also several reasons behind this display. For Darlene Sorrells, she wanted to honor her mother, who died in June at the age of 93. Sorrell says her mother would have liked it because the family did the same thing when her father died back in 2017.
It makes it a great celebration. I mean, we miss her, but we enjoyed putting up the tree. We enjoyed deciding what would go on it that is remembering of her. And then to see the other people. The day that we finished, there was another family going about 3 trees down. And so it's fun to see just the camaraderie of all of it and the imagination of it.
And her tree has been up since Thanksgiving weekend. Loop 360 is a state-owned and operated road, so the vast majority of these trees are on the state's right-of-way. Who's in charge of the cleanup? Well, the group Keep Austin Beautiful recruits volunteers to help remove the decorations in January, and the group then donates any decorations in good condition.
Feliz Navidad. Thank you for visiting Mark Plaza in downtown Fredericksburg this evening.
And here's what it looked like tonight in Fredericksburg to celebrate Christmas Eve on the Market Square. The Christmas Nights of Lights runs nightly until January 6th.
Well, Santa made an early visit to Central Texas to meet with a few little ones who came into the world a little bit early themselves. The big guy stopped at Ascension Seton Williamson and took pictures with these newborns in the neonatal intensive care unit. The little ones were dressed in their holiday outfits for their very first picture with Santa. And speaking of jolly old St. Nick, we are tracking him and his reindeer as they make their way around the world. Here's a look at the NORAD tracker right now. He's in Ontario, Canada right now. He was last seen in Toronto. So far, he's delivered about 6 billion gifts so far. So he's been busy. You can track Santa too. Just go to KXAN.com, go to the homepage, and you'll find the tracker right there.
Okay, the littles are tracking Santa, and Freddie is tracking some storms in our area.
It has been a busy day.
Poor Freddie.
A lot of these storms that have been coming through, but it's okay. You know why? Because we need the rainfall. However, we don't need the hail that was associated with it. Radar estimates have been giving us some decent numbers. So we've been watching all of the heavy showers that have been coming through. We did have a severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for Bastrop County. That has now expired. They canceled it. Didn't see any need as the hail signatures weren't picking up anymore. But in case you're downtown wondering, well, where is it? Well, most of it is out towards Bastrop and out towards the east as well. There is another severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for Lee County as you get out towards the east of Giddings. But look, you get out towards Bastrop, you get down to Lockhart, there's still a line of heavy showers. And I have a camera from this area too that I'll show you in just a bit. I wanted to show the hail signatures and why Giddings and out towards the east in Lee County continues to stay within that severe thunderstorm warning. And it's that little light blue that you're seeing in there. That's still hail signatures that are being picked up. And the same out towards Lockhart as well. Sorry, apologies. I almost dropped my clicker there. We take a look over the past couple of hours and where we've seen most of the hail. Unfortunately, it's all been mostly within Lee County, farther down towards Bastrop County. You're able to see the line that picks up and moves out towards the east, and just east out of Lockhart as well. But we're still seeing some severe weather pick up. Hey, I didn't forget about you guys in the north as well. From about Taylor, moving out towards Rockdale and Cameron, we've seen some heavy showers and thunderstorms that have been picking up there too. In fact, farther out towards the east, not in our area, but a flood warning that's been in effect because they've seen plenty of showers too. We're still continuing to see some pop up, and that's going to be pretty much the name of the game as we go over the next couple of hours. That front finally pushing through, that's going to allow for a majority of all the activity to just go out towards the east, and then we'll see clearing as we get farther along throughout most of the night tonight. This is the image I wanted to show you. Just moments ago, these flags were whipping around because of the strong winds. We've seen some pretty strong wind gusts out there. A live look out of our Allied Medical Emergency Room camera with the lightning that's been coming in. The roads slick as well, so take your time. If you're heading out towards midnight mass in about an hour and a half, we're expecting temperatures to be at about 61 degrees, but we're keeping the rain chances in there because of all the storms that we've been seeing pick up overall. Current temperatures right now, 55 degrees in Mason, 57 in Llano, 56 in San Saba, Lampasas at around 53 degrees, Georgetown out at 60 degrees, Austin at 63. So temperatures on their way down, and I'm expecting us to bottom out at around 55 degrees for early in the morning. The day itself will actually be quite fresh, 68. That's not bad, with a 10% chance of still seeing a few isolated showers early in the morning. So I mentioned that that wasn't the only activity that we could see. There's another front that's expected to arrive as we get into Thursday, going into Friday. As we get to around noon, 1 o'clock, the possibility of some showers and thunderstorms picking up again. The front finally pushes through as we get to the overnight hours. So we're looking roughly around the same time frame on Thursday, maybe just a bit earlier where you could see some of the isolated showers. But then the front will come through, drier air filters in behind it. Not as much rain chances on Friday, and definitely not as you get out towards Saturday and into Sunday as well. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 68 for tomorrow. First night of Hanukkah, going to be nice and fresh. We look out towards the first day of Kwanzaa, 71 degrees. We still get that rain chance in there. I'm giving it a 50% there. And then we start to see temperatures move back up. By Saturday, 76 degrees, only a 10%, but I may even take that down because I just don't see it happening very much. As we get out towards Sunday, 77 degrees. By Monday, 81. And then for New Year's Eve, we're looking at 74 degrees.
This is KXAN Sports, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
Good evening, all. Happy Tuesday. Texas fans may not know a ton about Arizona State, their opponent in the Peach Bowl. That team was supposed to be pretty bad, so it's understandable. So let's get to know them and their best / maybe most fun player. I feel like I need to maybe sit down and watch. I could really use a chair. Thank you, Hand of God. Let's check out the video on Arizona State here. Okay. Notes say this is Cam Scatabo. Okay, running back for Arizona State. Pretty impressive run. But people say this guy's pretty good. 5th in Heisman Trophy voting. Oh, okay. Okay, look at, yeah, this guy seems unbelievable. He's got me sold after just one run. More Cam Scatabo for you folks. This guy's a transfer from Sacramento State, 2nd in the country in all-purpose yards. Extremely impressive. 22 touchdowns this year. Very versatile guy. Yeah, at Sacramento State, this guy was running all over people as well. It's not somebody you want to get in front of, and this is a big focus for Texas on New Year's Day.
Scatabo is a heck of a player. He's got a ton of fans in our building, I can tell you that. We didn't know we were getting ready to play Arizona State, and we've been watching them here for about the last year and a half, and like, this guy's a monster. And now we got to try to figure out a way to stop him. This guy, right when you think he's getting ready to run somebody over, he makes a miss. He uses a stiff arm. He's really good in the open field. He can run away from you.
We got to get Cam going in some way, shape, or form. Everybody knows that. You got to get your best players the ball. They know that. It's not a secret. And they do such a good job being fundamentally sound and just defeating blocks. And that's going to be a great challenge for us.
And previewing Cam Scatabo and Longhorns, all things between them and the Sun Devils, January 1st at 11 a.m. on Texas Game Day in the Peach Bowl over on KBVO. Sunday, this weekend that is, the Dallas Cowboys won. Maybe nobody happier than the Atlanta Falcons, who's in a divisional race with the team Dallas beat. The Tampa Bay lost. Why are we talking about Atlanta, folks? Well, their star running back, former Longhorn, you might remember him, Bijan Robinson, just another outstanding year in his sophomore campaign. He's top 5 in rushing yards in the NFL. Top 5 in receiving yards by running back for the NFC South leading Falcons for the moment. He was asked this weekend how much more comfortable he feels in year 2, but Robinson prefers another word.
I think confidence, like, is what the word I want to use. You know, I just have a high confidence right now in the run game and myself and Tyler and O-line, like, you know, and every time, you know, we touch the ball, like, you know, I feel that we can break a big one. You know, I had to get comfortable in college and now, you know, here in the NFL.
Also with a very good game this week, another former Longhorn, Xavier Worthy for the Kansas City Chiefs. Touchdown in their win over the Houston Texans, as you see here from Patrick Mahomes. They played Saturday at noon, so when Worthy reached the post-game press conference room, another game was in progress that just happened to be here in town. So here's how he started his post-game presser.
My bad, I got a Texas game on, I'm sorry. No, we just scored.
So what's up with the jersey with the Texans game?
Hey, look. This is just for Pat. I'm not supporting Tech, but yeah, I'm watching the game too, but go ahead.
Had the Texas Tech jersey on to support his quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, but was just supporting Pat, not Texas Tech. He was clear.